Yeah, hi guys. I think we can get started, right? Umar and Swarka.
Yes, Narisma. Narisma,
Yeah,
yes, we can. I think. Let me just log into my Google Cloud. Yes, I think we can start. Narisma.
or you can just share your desktop, Umar.
Sure.
Fine. So we just talked about, I think, couple of transformations in data integration, right? So now we need to start getting into some more transformations and see how they're going to work. Fine. So
Hi,
let's,
Narasimha.
yeah,
Oh,
hi, good morning.
yeah, good morning. Sorry, uh, I actually got stomach bug, so like I went to urgent care, so now a little bit better. So I
No,
could
it's
not
okay,
join.
right? Continue, right, Swarka?
Mm, Yeah, yeah, I'm fine now.
Yeah, take care, sir. Yeah.
So did you do yesterday class? Actually, I could not inform
No, no,
because
no,
okay,
no. Yesterday we have not. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. Yeah, yes, Sumir. I think
Yes,
now
so
the server is up. Yeah, now the server is up and running, right? Data integration server. Yeah,
yes,
yes,
common
sir.
integration components is not, but data integration service. Right?
Yeah, that you can just ignore. But if you don't want to see this warning, right? Can you please click on runtime environments?
I'm sorry, which one?
Click on runtime environment. That,
Runtime and
yeah, in middle. Yeah, that's correct. Wait. And place the mouse pointer in this. There's an arrow, right? Against secure agent group. Yeah, wait. There'll be edit secure on the right side, right? You can see three dotted button, right? Click on that. Wait. Can you see enable disable services option?
yes,
Yeah, select that. Now disable other than data integration server. No, I need to, no. Opposite. Just place data integration server, enable, rest you need to disable. Yeah, perfect. Now say okay. Because that's what we need. Other services are not required for us. See, now we could able to see it's a
okay.
green tick mark which indicates
I
our server is
see.
ready to use. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Now let's get into data integration. Yeah. Now go to data integration. Instead of administrator, right? Click on Informatica administrator drop down. Yeah, perfect. Oh, you have two tabs, right? Yeah, fine. So now we will start with router is done, right? Yeah.
Yes, router is done.
So filter, router, and aggregator and sorter. I think four are done, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes,
Now let us try to focus on combinable transformations. In the sense,
Union.
let us say if we get data from more than one source system, like we have data from US, data from German, data from India, right? So assuming that we need to combine the data from three countries and start forming intermediate what is called data. To do that, we have to have combinable transformation. Yeah. Now the question, while combining, right, are we going to combine with a condition or without a condition? For example, let's say we need to search all the customers who are belonging to US and India. In such cases, we need to go with what? Conditional combination, right? But in some other cases, like let us say, we don't care like which country, country one or country two or country three, but what we care here is we just have to combine the data from all the countries. In such cases, there is no need to build any condition, right? So likewise, we can broadly categorize combinable transformations into two. One is what? Combinable, and second is, or first is what? Conditional, second is non-conditional. Fine. That's it. Now, to perform that, we got multiple transformations within this data integration. For example, if you go with a non-conditional combination, then we can go with what? Selecting union transformation. If you want to go with what? Conditional combination, then we can think of using what? Lookup and join and SQL, right? So depending upon what customer expects, we can choose either conditional or non-conditional. Clear, right? That's a very high level perspective of like how we combine the data from multiple source systems. Same concept holds good even if you go with what, let's say we need, if you want to combine the data from across a number of states, or we need to combine the data from multiple banks where they are in similar lines of business, or do you need to combine the data from multiple branches across several parts of manufacturing industry or pharma industry or any other industry where uh, there is a need to think of combining the data, right? Then we can choose what combinable transformations. Fine. In simple terms, we can choose or we can use these combinable transformations wherever there is a need to perform data combination across several parts or several source systems where the structure is same. Remember that. Usually, we choose this combinability where they maintain the similar structure. If not, there is no need to think of using what? Combinable transformation. Because if there are similar kind of behaviors in multiple source systems, then only the choice of choosing this combinability would come in. Or else there is no need to think on that. Fine. Now let us see like how to create a simple data combination based on what? Two flat files. So now the question, can we combine the data from multiple heterogeneous sources? Meaning, one, let us say, they deal with what? Flat file. Other source system, they deal with what? Relational table. And some other third-party source system, they deal with what? Application. Can we combine the data from three different kinds of medias? Answer is yes. Yeah. Flat file, table or relational database, and third is going to be, let us say, application. And we can also have fourth one, which is machine learning or artificial intelligence data. So which means we can have various kinds of source systems data. We can just pull and start performing combination. In simple terms, we can combine the data from heterogeneous source systems, which means we should not think only homogeneous, but we can also think heterogeneous sources. But again, there has to be similar lines of business, similar kind of data, similar kind of structure, you can say, because data follows anyway metadata, right? It is a structure. So means we need to make sure that they are in similar lines of business. This is simple one line that we could remember when you try to think of performing the data combination. Yeah. Now let us try to focus on what, like how to combine homogeneous data. Second exercise, we can go with what? How to perform data combination based on what? Heterogeneous source systems. Fine. Yeah. Now let us go to File Explorer and create one more flat file, which is in line with what? flat file one. Yeah. Go to source. Yeah. Copy paste and change modify the data. Put SEQ2. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The reason why I'm trying to give this example, let us say there is a telecom industry. Yeah. Where they've got multiple circles, right? Circles means for each state they use a term circle, right? Now, let us say the kind of data that we have in one state, which would differ from other states, but the structure is same. In such cases, as a owner of this telecom company, yeah, they need to know like what is happening in all the branches which are spread across multiple parts of India or some other country. So that's where we can think of using this multiple files, right? Okay. Now I think you modified complete data, right? Yeah. You can also have one what you call duplicated data, because to understand whether we can combine the similar data that is spread across multiple states, answer is yes. Yeah. Just copy paste one more similar record. Yes, perfect. So yeah, this is correct. I can just close this. Yeah. Now we are trying to focus on uh, performing the data combination, which is a duplicate or which is a distinct. Yeah. So we are trying to focus on both of them. Yeah. So drag and drop one more source transformation. Then yeah, let us start with the union transformation. Yeah. It's like
Let
a
me
set
first.
theory, right? A union B, B union C, or A intersection B, or A subtract B, or whatever, right? We have got basic concepts in the set theory in mathematics, right? So union is just a simple, what I call combination with all in the sense, which is inclusive of duplicates as well. That's what it means. Yeah. Yeah. So now we can just specify one source SEQ1, second source SEQ2. Yeah.
Let me
This
consider them as a string
yes, Samir?
integer. No, I'm just treating them as an integer because
No, type could be anything because
no, I
see,
understand type can be anything, but I'm just because these are
yeah,
the
for
numbers.
that's fine. Let's maintain the consistency. Integer for
Yes.
both the source systems. Yeah?
Okay, we are done
Fine.
with this.
Yeah, perfect. Structure wise, it's perfect, and the data is also you made it ready. Now go to union. Yeah, connect second source to union. You need to point to that arrow. Yeah,
So
or else yeah, you just click on union, go to properties, add one more group.
correct.
Yes. So incoming fields is fine. So we got there are two groups, right? Then it's fine. You can just map second source to union. It should work. Click on plus. There's a plus button on the top of this union, right? Click on it. Yes. Now you can just map one by one. Yeah.
But for some reason it is not. Okay, there you go.
Yes,
This is
correct.
fine.
Yeah. Now just go to properties and now you can see, right? Structure is same in the sense structure includes what? Column
Correct.
name, column type, and other properties. Yeah. If at least one column where there is a structure similar, right? Then we can just combine it. Yeah. The output fields you can add it. Yeah, let us say select from input group or new field. Yeah, this also you can do it. Let's start with this and then fine. That is fine. The two columns fine. Yeah. Yes. So this is one way. Another way is what? We can also add our own columns. That's we'll see in the next exam. Now you can ignore that. Fine. Now I can just create a target.
Okay. The mapping is invalid right now.
You can just click on invalidate button. Yeah. So union, there's a problem. Field
Field
mapping
mapping
is
is empty for input.
yes. No, no.
Go.
Click on union transformation. Go to field mapping. Yes. You can just map left to right.
Okay.
Yeah. This is for one group. Anyway, you can just save it. We need to do it for second group also. Yeah. Now in the top you can see input one, right? There's a drop down. Click on that and select input two. Yes, same thing you need to map it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we are dealing with two source systems, right? Yeah. Yes, that's perfect. Yeah. I can just run it.
I did not give the extension. Okay.
Yeah, now you can see, right? Data got combined, which includes even duplicates also. Like one row you got duplicated, right, Umar?
Yes.
So last row, yeah. So first, I think three rows are derived from source system one, and
These
three or four, I think, right? Yeah,
four.
first four, and the last five they're derived from second
No,
source
I
system.
think first five are derived from there, from the source one.
Five, and second source we have only
Four
four, right?
records.
Okay,
Yes.
then it's fine. So that's it. We got it, right? But
Correct.
if you want only one column, right, you can map only one column. Yeah.
Yeah, I could map only one column. Correct.
Yes. So yeah, that's a one thing. Yeah.
Do you want me to change it? Just remove the column.
Yeah. Well, we can just try one
But we have to do the same for this one too, right?
other group. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Now you can see only two column data, right? One as one. Yeah, that's it.
But why did the column position change? Is it change or C3,
So it
C1
is
and
even see whichever is empty, right? That is pushed to last.
but C3, this 33 is not the value for C3.
Yes, that's correct. It's not
C1
value
was
is set, right?
yeah,
It is not
C1 was
Quickly
yeah,
go.
value.
C1 was 11.
Yeah, C1
Just
11.
Okay,
change the
okay.
position.
C1 was 11. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I thought C1 was. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
See,
This is
data follows according to metadata. Correct, no?
no, this is fine. I was just thinking something else. That's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Something means I think would have thought instead of C1 we got C3 values, right? And vice
But,
versa.
but the first one, when you map three columns, first file came first and then second file came first. But in this case, the second file came first and then the first one happened to the bottom. So that's the difference. I think I see.
Yeah, that is when order doesn't matter. It just had to combine. Yeah,
Okay.
that's very valid question. Remember that. See, when you try to combine, right,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have a control like which source will be processed first and
Okay.
which source is processed next because it's up to the operating system scheduler to take a call on that. Because
Okay.
as we all know that integration tools they'll work based on what parallelism, which means simultaneous execution of several tasks. In the sense, source
Mm.
system one, source system two, which one will get executed first? We don't have control. You know,
Okay.
we leave it
Mm-hmm.
to the what operating system scheduler to take a call. But what we expect here, we just have to combine. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't care about order. Correct, right? Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
correct. Fine. So that's about combination. Well, you can just add one more record in any source system and see whether that particular new entry would get updated in the target or not. Yeah,
What exactly do you want me to do?
Add
just
one
add
more.
one entry. Yeah, add one entry. Yes, save and run it and see whether this particular new entry got reflected in the target or not. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's it. It's working. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Try to add one more source. Just make a copy of this mapping. Umer, copy. There, go to make a copy, right?
Mhm.
Go to that explore.
Explore.
Yeah, and the left panel we have right, third one from the top. Yeah, and go to default. That's a project, right? Double click. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Go
Explore.
to that explore. Yeah. So now you need to select. Yeah, right click on mapping and copy. You have copy too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same. Just put and select it. Name conflict. Say keep both. Both. Now rename that. So one you can just rename it.
What do
Yeah.
you want to
Just
rename it to?
you can just put three sources. Yeah. Now open that mapping which we modified, right? So this way you can make a copy. Yeah.
Okay.
And now add one more source system. Yeah.
Keep going. Do we need to create a new file, right?
Yes. Just there also you can just make a copy. Just go to File Explorer, create one more file. Yeah.
Yes. 1 second. You want to load the distinct record now?
SVK3. Yeah. And let it be same data, or you can just modify one record.
You don't know connect.
Yeah, we
Connect to
will
union.
continue. Let me quickly.
He changed the type, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going, Narisma, if you need to.
Yeah, nothing. So this way we can add any number of source systems and get it added to union transformation. Then it
So if
does
I
rest.
click on new group,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can click on go to output fields. Here you can
input.
click on plus. Click on plus. No. New group. Yeah, correct. Now you can say union, right? One more group. Is it not there?
It is there.
No, perfect.
There are three groups now. Oh, I link to four. 1 second.
One you can remove, right? Yeah. Three. Three you can remove.
I'm trying to see where is the third one.
No, there's a
This.
button. No, click on that.
Okay. Okay.
Down arrow button. Yeah, that's correct. Click on that. Click on that button. Delete. Say yes. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. This is fine, Narisma. So,
Think you need to mapping is done.
oh yes, we have to map. Correct.
So it's one is input, input two, input one. That's it.
Input 1, 2, and 4. Right?
Oh, I can see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Mm.
Rest is same as earlier, Sagarika.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we got 16, right?
Correct.
So he made a copy from SQ1. It has got 6 rows.
Yes.
Plus 6. Yeah. So we got all the rows, right? So data got duplicated, right? Which is
Yeah, the same.
316. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So that's it. You like how we combine the data, right? Yeah. Likewise, you can have n number of source systems. Now the question, can we perform similar thing better than what we have done now? Answer is what? Yes. How do you do that? By using what? File list. We got a file list concept, right? Yes, sir. Where
Yes.
we have one
Yes.
top level file, which we call list file. In that,
Mm-hmm.
we can add these data files like SEQ1, SEQ2, and SEQ3. Yes or no?
Correct.
So that way also we could able to achieve it, right? So that is much better than this approach because this approach would require extra transformation usage, which is union. Whereas in that file list, we don't need that. Yes or no?
Correct.
We just have to select type of source. Is it a file list or single object, whatever, right? Yes or no? So that's
Correct.
it. That's the difference between that file
Okay,
list.
Narasimha, I forgot the concept of file list in
Yeah,
Informatica.
probably
So
open a new notepad, Umar, where you can just open a new notepad, empty notepad.
Yeah, I
Go
can
to
open. Sorry, I'm going open. I'm opening. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please keep moving.
open new text document. Yeah, just double click. Just
Once
yeah,
like
change
it
the
was,
name list. You
it's
can just
okay.
change list file. Can
Yes.
put yeah, perfect. So here, this is a top level file, right? Or list file we call Sagarika.
Yes.
In this, you can specify C colon source slash SQL underscore one dot txt. Yeah. So likewise, you can add n number of files here. Just copy and paste and change the name. That's it. So now you can save as you can do list. Yeah, or a list you can put here. That's fine. So this is what we call top level file, a list file, or file list. We can also call it as indirect file
Oh yeah,
because
indirect file loading. Oh, okay. Okay.
There is
this
a
is
one.
indirect, indirect,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I
Indirect means
understand.
it's
Yeah.
not a data file actually. It's a
Yeah.
file which contains n number of data files. That's it, right?
Yeah. Indirect file loading. Yeah.
Yeah, but the prerequisite here is that the structure should be same. Then only we can
Oh,
use
oh.
this
Indirect
file.
file loading.
But same concept holds good even in Union, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was trying to ask question. Can we perform similar functionality through some other means? Answer is yes, by using file list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. And now, yeah, probably can just create one new mapping where we can take care of file list concept. Yeah. No, 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 no. No, I need to select source type as file list. Yeah,
Okay,
file list.
I
Exactly.
see.
Say yes. Now select and specify indirect file, which is a list file. List file. Yes, because here the input will be top level file instead of data files. Because top level file should take the responsibility of data files. Yeah. Yeah. No, wait. Go to source. Yeah, click on preview data.
Okay. Just a minute. This file list is he named, or it a concept in the uh, IICS?
No, it's there in Power Center also.
No, 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 no. Here he selected it, right? File
Mm-hmm.
list option. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I cannot see it because he has opened something data preview, so I cannot.
Let
So
me
Yes.
remove.
what he did, he in the connection, yeah, that I understood. You have to make a file. Inside that you have to dump other three files. The path of the file or file name, right?
File name here. We are browsing and to select that file, right?
Okay, so in the connection, he has given source underscore flat file.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you please say done?
Mm-hmm.
Remove that source and drag and can you create a new mapping again? It has to reflect what the file list. Yeah, create. Now specify that. Yeah, go to source and select source type as file list. Yes. Then point to that list file. Yeah. Now click on play with data and see what comes out. Yeah. So it's pulling data, right? Yeah. Say done.
So it automatically goes and take the metadata from these files, from the actual source files, based on the file
No
list.
one's click on formatting options. Yeah. So import data from row one. No? Okay, that's fine. Say okay. Now add target. So Sagar, you got right.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. You said file list, so I got confused because I remember the concept of indirect file loading in Informatica.
Right, right.
That
Yeah, in
two
system level
different names I
properties,
got
right, you can
confused.
see, right?
File list
Direct,
was
indirect.
yeah, direct indirect. Yeah.
Right.
16 records.
Yeah, count is same, right?
Yes.
Similar to union. So we got it, right? That's it.
Mm.
So this way we can also take care by using indirect concept. Yeah. So which is
Mm.
better? One, from the user's perspective, list file is better. Even from performance perspective, list file is better. But union is better to what I call combine of what you need. But here we are combining all the columns or complete data. That's only one difference. But yes, most of the what I call points if you take, right, file list is much better than union transformation, right?
So I mean I didn't understand the difference you said. If in direct loading like Union, suppose you want to take two columns only, but that is not possible in indirect file loading.
Now, that's one thing. Second thing is what, let us say for today's business, we need 10 files. And tomorrow's business, we need 20 files. 20 files means for each file, right? We need to
Mm-hmm.
add separate source, which means
Mm-hmm.
we need to modify the mapping. But in
Mm-hmm.
case of indirect, right, or file list, right, we don't
Mm-hmm.
need to modify mapping. Instead, we just go open that indirect file and start adding 10 more files. So which means dynamically we
Mm-hmm.
can take care of any number of source systems by using a list file over union transformation. You got right?
Mm-hmm.
That field mapping is very small thing. This is a major difference here. You got right, Umar?
Yes.
So which means we can, irrespective of the number of source systems, file list is always better over union transformation. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because we never know, right? Like uh, like how many source systems that we deal. It could be varied from quarter to quarter, or day to day, or week by week. We never know that. But that kind of dynamism is very, very much possible with file list over union transformation. Union is like what? Static, whereas file list is what? A dynamic.
Dynamic. Mm.
Exactly. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So which means just like it's just like what? We are taking care of parameterization by using indirect, which is not possible with union transformation. That's it. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's it about indirect concept or file list concept, right? Yeah, probably can just add one more file to this particular or take out one file and see whether this file list works or not. Because we just added once and tried, right? Now, theoretically, we talked about we can add dynamically n number of files, right? Add one more. You can just take out one and try to rerun that.
Can I rerun it from here directly, like in from like in the Power
There's a
Center? We
restart. No, no, no. The right side you can see. No, no, right side. Yeah, there is a restart. Yeah,
oh, okay.
you got
This
it.
is okay.
Just wait for a while.
10
See, we
records.
got
Okay.
the less count, right? Yeah, 6 rows are gone because we
Mm.
are dealing with two sources. Yeah.
One we did it.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll
only
move
two
on.
source systems now, right? One is gone. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
So that's it. So this is how we can take care of this dynamism with this indirect, which is not possible with the union transformation. Yeah. Uh,
What else do you want to continue?
yeah, there's one more. See, can we take care of it by using union transform with n number of source systems? So that's not possible. We know that, but can we do it with some other mechanism?
Yes,
Answer is yes. That's where there's a concept of what?
window.
Templates. Yeah, we'll get into that later because we have not started templates concept, right? Which means in case if you already have pre-built templates, how do you make use of it? Or if you want to build our own custom template, how to build it from the scratch so that we can take care of what we need or what business expects. Yeah. So those things will get in there during later point in time because now we are focusing on transformations, right? Let us stick to that. Yeah. So
Correct.
now we talked about only one combinable transformation where the structure is same without any condition, right? It is non-conditional combinability. It has been accomplished by using union transformation. Now the question, can we have what I call conditional based combination? For example, let's say we need to combine the data from two states where the data is similar, which means let's say one customer is working on both the states where similar customer data we could see in the both the states. How do you achieve that? So that's where we use what? Joiner transformation or lookup, whatever, right? So both are part of combinable transformations. Remember that. Yeah. So yes or no? So but the
Yes,
question, when to choose what? Which means when do you go with lookup or when do you go with a joiner? Because both does similar functionality, but based on the context we choose. For example, let us say we need to deal with what? Very large volume of data. Yes or no? Where we have got millions and billions of rows. Yeah. And then use these millions and billions of rows as input data and perform what? Combination. To do that, we go with what?
Look up.
Joiner transformation. Because joiner would make use of what? Intermediate disk as a storage media where we can store very large data. Can we accomplish it by using lookup as well? Answer is no. Because lookup, it works based on what? In memory store or with a cache. Yeah. But if you have too many rows of data or large volume of data where it can't fit in memory or in cache, in such cases, there is a chance to get into what? Thrashing or abnormal failures or the failure which can't be understood by the user. So such kind of problems we could foresee if we go with what lookup transformation. That is why we should always think on using what? Right transformation in the right context so that we could able to produce right results. Remember that. Yeah. So use lookup in case if you want to focus on what? Reference data. For example, let's say for today's or for this particular quarterly business, we focus on what? Country India. Now for next quarter, let's say we focus on Germany. So which means what? The business data would keep on getting varied over time. In that case, we go with what? Lookup, where we just go and modify the country code. Based on the country code, data would be processed accordingly. That's one of the simple business scenario where we can think of using what? Lookup transformation. Now the question, let's say we got data from two sources. Let's say uh, two pharma companies where they are what I call similar lines of business, but the data is different because it's a one pharma company. where they produce what? One medication. Yeah. Another pharma company also, they produce what? Similar kind of medication. But data differs from pharma one to pharma two companies. In such cases, we choose what or we think of using joiner transformation because data is used in both the source systems, but the structure is same in both the sources. But and on top of it, we are going to combine the data based on what type of medication or molecule within the medication. Remember that. In such cases, we think of using what? Joiner transformation. Just to make it, or just to summarize, right? Or just to put it in a short, wherever there's a conditional based combination, choose joiner, but with a large data. With small data, go with a lookup. Just remember this line. Low volume, lookup, large volume, joiner. That's a summary. Clear, right? So that's a theoretical difference between lookup and joiner transformation. Now the question, in lookup itself, the way we combine the data, right, would be based on what cache, different types of caches supported by the lookup transformation. Yeah. Today I'll just try to cover theory because we have got very less time, right, to cover hands-on because it requires more time to configure joiner or lookup. Yeah, I'll just cover theory today. Tomorrow we'll just get into hands-on. Yeah, fine. In lookup, right, we got multiple types of caches, yeah, supported, right? Like we have static cache, dynamic cache, persistent cache, and shared cache. Yeah. These are the four types of caches supported by the lookup transformation. So depending upon the type of source system data that we deal, right, we need to choose appropriate type of cache. For example, if there are too many changes with respect to what we call lookup data, right, then it is always advisable to choose what? Static cache. The reason being, for every time it is going to recreate a cache from the scratch, which means it is going to erase existing cache if it is there. If not, it is going to create the cache from the scratch for all the rows. Yeah. So that's where we choose what static cache, which means if there are many changes, if there's a complete new set of data, a new set of lookup data, then we can choose what? Static cache. Remember that, right? Now the question, let's say there are 100 rows and 90 plus rows are getting changed, what you call day to day. In that case, we can choose static. That's an example. Or all the 100 rows. Now the question, you can just have what I call quite opposite. In the sense, 90 rows are similar, only around 10 rows are getting changed. In that case, can we use static cache? Answer is no, because there is going to be recreation overhead that we could cut down by getting into what? Which type of cache, guys?
Consistent.
Mhm.
Dynamic.
Dynamic, yeah.
Exactly. Dynamic, what it does, just what I call check and update. If there is a similar data, no update. If there's a dissimilar data, update would take place. Update means for only for last 10 rows where there's a modification, right? Only for
Mhm.
those rows, this update would take place, and rest of the rows, no update would take place. In such cases, we need to go with what? Dynamic cache. Because if there are too many changes, right, there is going to be a lot of overhead, which means because it has to perform two operations. One, check, second, update. These two are expensive operations that we could cut down by getting into what? Static cache over dynamic cache. So that's why we should always think of using dynamic cache if there are no or minimal changes for the
Okay. Yeah.
lookup date. You got
Mhm.
right? The difference
Mm.
between these two.
Yes, yes.
That's the second thing. Now the question. Let us say if there are multiple tasks, task one and task two, where we need to make use of the lookup concept. Yeah, where we use similar source as a lookup. In that case, can we use static cache or dynamic cache? None of them, because
Paired cache.
we need to reuse the same cache across n number of tasks. In such cases, create cache once and reuse it in what? N number of places or n number of tasks to be precise. So in
Uh,
that case, which cache we need to choose? Persistent. Yeah.
Persistent.
So
Yeah.
which will we create a cache and persist in a disk and reuse it in what? N number of tasks. So that's where persist. Yeah. Which means with this way, we are trying to avoid recreation overhead. Which means we create only once and reuse it in what? N number of times. Yeah. So that's where persistent cache will be used. Now the question, within the same task or within the same mapping, if you want to have same cache usage n number of times. Now tell me which type of cache that we can think of using it here.
Within the mapping,
Yes,
uh, shared, I think.
exactly. Shared cache. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
the scope and visibility of this shared cache is within the mapping or
Yeah,
within
within
the
the
main
mapping.
cache. But
Mm.
and scope and visibility of persistence cache is what? Across task flows. Task flows means where you can have n number of tasks
Yeah.
which are
Yeah.
interconnected, right? So,
Mm.
which means we need to think on what scope and visibility when it comes to what shared cache and persistence cache, because in both the cases we are trying to what reuse the cache, but scope varies from cache to cache. For example, if you use a shared cache, the scope is within the mapping. Yeah. If you go the
Yes.
persistent cache, scope is confined to task flows or complete business flow, we can say, right? So this is a simple difference between these two types of caches. Now with this, we know which type of cache should be used where and why. With some examples, we talked about theoretically, but we have to do it practically. That will be done on tomorrow's session. Fine?
Narasimha, quick question.
Yes,
For the
please.
persistent cache, in terms of confirmed dimensions, do you think we should be using dynamic or we should be using persistent cache?
Irrespective of this confirmed, unconfirmed dimensions, right? As long as if you want to reuse, right, then we can just go with what? Persistence across a number of tasks, Umesh.
This is what I'm saying. Like the dynamic, when you know that definitely there is a like in terms of
Change.
slowly changing dimensions, where your dimensions are changing and you want to make sure that your dynamic cache is getting updated while the records are getting inserted or updated, right? So you always want to get the
Dynamic.
most
That is
recent
that's
data
a
from the
dynamic. Yeah.
right. That's
But yeah,
dynamic.
yeah, that's dynamic. That's a difference.
Persistent
It's not,
cache, the
yeah.
persistent cache is like a data can change and you can also update your persistent cache while the data has been changed. You can refresh it, right? Like this is what the overall concept is.
No, no, no.
Persistent.
Persistent cache we create once and reuse it n number of times. That's a
No, I
persistent.
understand it is created one time, but what if the data has changed not
In that
significantly
case, we should not use that, Umesh.
at all every
Yeah,
time? We should not be using it at all.
we should not use in case if there's a data change happens within the same task flow, right? We should
No,
not
but I
use it.
understand. Let's say in assume let's use a date dimension, right? For an instance, we
Mm.
have a date dimension where we are doing a lookup on our one table. Date dimension you can consider. Let's say they introduce a new holiday came in. For suppose a government announced a new holiday. Now your persistent cache. Let's say if the data is not getting changed, then you should not be using the persistent cache in this case, right? Or you should be using, because now that for that specific, let's say US introduced a new holiday which is June 10th, okay, which comes on June 19th, okay, 19th of June. Before 2 years it was not there, but now this is a new holiday. So in this case, where you had confirmed dimension, which is nothing but a date dim right here, where now previously there was no holiday marked for this date, but going forward it is going to mark as a holiday. Now in this case, if you use this as a persistent. If you think that it should be used dynamically, no, I would not agree going with the dynamic, because data is not changing very rapidly. Yes, if you think that we should be using this as a persistent, yes, because most of the time the data is not going to change, but there are some occurrences, there are some situations where the data change can happen, and you can refresh your cache when the data changes. In this case, persistent cache helps a lot, because you don't have to recreate your cache again.
Exactly.
It needs to it needs to in sync with the source system. So this is what I'm saying. Whenever your data changes, but it's very less number of records changing, and it happens very rare. Yes, persistent cache is definitely, but you should be clicking on the property to get in sync with the source system if the source data gets changed or the lookup data gets changed.
Yes. So yeah, with see, it's simple. As long as you run the task flow during that time, if there is no change, then we can choose persistent. Within the scope of task flow execution, the cache data gets changed, right? Then persistence cache is not advisable. But normally, based on your example, right, that change happens once in a while, not within what I call seconds or minutes, right? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So which means we can always think of using persistence in this case, because when you start running task flow, right, that time cache gets created. Then use that cache till that life cycle, till that execution of task flow. After that, if the change happens, it's okay. When you run next time, right, that change will be taken care.
Correct.
Because first when you start running, right, the creation of cache would take place. Then use that cache within that task flow. So the still persistence cache is advisable thing here, Umer. Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. But let us say if the change happens within the scope of task flow, right, then persistence not applicable.
Oh yes, definitely no. No, that in that case, no. It is not advisable. Yes. Not recommendation.
Fine. So any other questions? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. If
No,
there are no
yeah,
questions,
no question.
yeah.
So,
I didn't understand what Umer asked about confirmed dimension. I don't have idea about that, so maybe I'll just.
Yeah, probably we'll just talk about again tomorrow, won't
Yeah,
we?
maybe. Yeah, as I'm not working here, so I don't understand that confirmed
Yeah, that
dimension.
is fine. No, you were just talking about if the change happens. Yeah. So can we use persistent dynamic? In his example, persist is the right choice. Yeah. But the change happens within the scope of task for execution, right? Then dynamic is the best choice. Just remember this, Sagarika. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But anyway, we'll elaborate it when you talk about examples, right? You'll get better clarity on that. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Fine. Okay
all
then.
right.
So we'll, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Naresh.
Yeah. Thanks to all and bye.
Thank you. Bye.